Hello guys, I'm back. This is ToadinWonderland. Welcome back to more of Pokemon Stadium 2. And welcome to Johto Gym Leader Castle. This is the alternate game mode on Pokemon Stadium 2 in addition to the main stadium mode. And this is where the rest of the main Pokemon battles are going to occur at. And in my opinion, between this and the stadium mode, this actually is probably my favorite of the two. Just because it's done in like an objective format. And what I mean by that is you actually do go through the castle here battling each gym leader, and the gym leaders are from the second generation Pokemon games, as you can tell by their names. And yeah, the first one is the Violet Gym, which has gym leader Falkner, as well as another trainer. Unlike the first stadium game, you don't fight as many, I don't really know how to word this, but like the preliminary battles. On the first stadium game, you always had to fight 3 of them before you fought the gym leader first. But on here, you don't quite fight as many. There's usually only like 1 or 2, as you can see here. Yeah, this one only has 1 minor trainer before you battle the gym leader themselves. But yeah, here it's just 2 or 3 battles, so they're not quite as long. And there's one other thing before I actually get started here. I'm going to show this off quick. If you have the cursor selected on something and you quickly move it while pressing A, like this, I discovered that the color of the tabs changes. You can see what I'm talking about here. I actually discovered this accidentally, and I'm not aware of anyone else who's ever shown this before, so I don't know. I'm probably not the first who's ever found out about this, but I've never seen anything like online or anything that shows this. But I just thought that was weird how it has them like alternately colored. And oops, I did not mean to do that. But you can see here they there's the normal colors, but then here's the alternate that comes from moving the cursor quickly before selecting it. And it also works by just moving them really fast between each other too. As you can see, you can just kind of like mix and match different colors. Oh, that was interesting. That's like all grayed out. But yeah, I just thought that was cool. I thought I'd show that off quick. It does it for all of them, for that matter. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. I just thought I'd show off that little Easter egg, I guess you can call it. We're gonna start with the Violet Gym with Birdkeeper Matt and Violet Gym Leader Falkner. So let's go ahead and get a move on. For this set of battles, just like with the Stadium mode, Nintendo Power does recommend their hand-picked rental teams for each gym leader. For this particular one, Nintendo Power recommends that you use Electabuzz, Jinx, Aerodactyl, Skarmory, Pupitar, and Magneton. And in all honesty, I would say that is a very good team indeed. But for this first gym, you could kind of get away with most teams. Like, it really doesn't matter who you have on your teams, to be honest. Because this is only the first gym, he's not that difficult. Unless you really mess things up and you have, like, let's say, Caterpie, Metapod, Weedle, Kakuna, Magikarp, like Pokemon like that on the team. An unknown. Pokemon like that are definitely not going to win for you, but you can, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to use Pokemon that are super effective against all of the opponent's Pokemon. Pretty much whatever you come up with will be okay. I am still going to use my friend's Silver Game Pack, though, to pick the items, as well as use the rentals. So I'll go ahead and do that, and I'm going to formulate my own team. I apologize that I don't have this prepared ahead of time, but I do know which Pokemon I'm going to use. The first one I'm going to pick is Blissey, and I'm going to give it a Polka Dot Bow. Wherever that might be. There it is. The pink bow is also fine too. They're actually the same item in terms of what they do. They just power up normal moves. But it doesn't really matter. Pink bow or polka dot bow, they're both good. They're just named differently. They're unique. And my second Pokemon is Delibird, and I'm going to give it a Gold Berry. Unlike before, I know I've said I went over like the different Pokemon, or wait a minute. How do I explain this? Okay, well here I'm picking Espeon, I am going to give it a bright powder. But what I was starting to go into was, I know I talked about like the rental items that you could use for all the Pokemon. I'm not going to do that with the Gym Leader Castle, because at this point, I've kind of like emphasized what the items themselves do. Like these 6 items up here, the rental items, the ones in purple. They're pretty self-explanatory, and you can kind of figure out on your own which Pokemon they're best suited for. I'm just going to talk about what items I give them, such as the Raichu here. I'm going to give it a magnet. But yeah, I'm sorry about that, but it's pretty self-explanatory, and I think you can figure out on your own what item works best for the Pokemon, as far as if you're just going to use the rental items. Okay, and I actually skipped a Pokemon. I was going to pick Gligar, and I'm going to give it a Scope Lens. Wherever that may be. Ah, there it is. And last but not least, I actually should have been scrolling quicker. I think it's over here. Yes, it is. Steelix. I'm going to give it the Quick Claw. Right there it is. And that will be my team. Let's go ahead and move on with the battles. Nothing too difficult here, all honesty. These trainers, even the gym leader himself, they're both cakewalks. But yeah, as you can tell, there's only 2 battles here for this particular gym, the Violet Gym. I kind of like how it's like an objective format. And I actually never went over the rules, and I apologize about that. I'll have to remember to show that in the next video. I could kind of talk about them, though, as we do the battles here. And you could see he has Pokemon that are all flying type, so you can pretty much use whatever Pokemon you want. Obviously, they're weak to electric. I'm actually going to just do things interesting here. I'm going to use Blissey, Delibird, and Steelix on the team. And those will be my choices. And check it out. This is the Violet Gym of the Gym Leader Castle. Yeah, you have a unique venue for each of the different gym leaders. I think that's pretty cool how they did that, too. We're kind of like on a tower right now, just because we're starting out. But it works its way up to where we're like in the inner sanctums of the castle, I guess you could say. But basically, each gym leader has a unique venue. And I thought that was neat that the developers did that for this game. Alright, we have a Pidgey here. As you can see, the reason I picked Blissey is because it knows Thunder. And I am going to go ahead and use that. Oh, but Pidgey goes first with Quick Attack. The trainers before the gym leaders, they're mainly just, like, they're so easy. They're mainly just put there to, kind of make this more objective-like. Because, like I said, you're fighting gym leaders. But they basically have, like, minions or underlings, I guess you could say, or henchmen before you battle the actual gym leaders. And the same rules apply for how many Pokemon you're allowed and like how they battle, I guess you could say. You pick 6 Pokemon as before, and they have to be unique from each other. As you can see, Thunder took out Pidgey in one hit, which was great. I like that. Now he has Spearow using Agility. And yeah, they're like doing stuff like this. They're not even really attacking you that much. So that's why I was saying you could kind of get away with most Pokemon. And wow, critical hit. I don't even know if that was necessary to take it out, though. But nonetheless, took out Spearow. Or Spearash, as he called it. I just noticed all of his rentals have Ash at the end of their nicknames. Coincidence, anyone? What do you think's up with that, people? Yeah, I won't get into that, but yeah. I just caught that he has all his Pokemon nicknamed that way. Oops, did I just pick Egg Bomb? I did. Oh yeah, I did. Shoot. I meant to pick Thunder. And it just misses altogether. We're just gonna stick with Thunder though, because they are flying. It makes sense to use electric moves against them. And even though that got a critical hit on me, you can see Blissey's taking hits pretty good. There are a couple other changes though. You still use 3 Pokemon to send into each battle. You don't battle with all 6 in one battle alone. And yeah, we took him out. That's how easy that was. It doesn't get any more simpler than that, I guess. and that's it. That's it for the bird keeper, Matt, and his awesome mohawk. That is actually kind of neat. I do like that. I don't know if I'd get something like that, though. But, yeah. That was it for the crony. Now we're moving... Oh my god, my voice, again. I said moving. We are moving on to Falkner. I'm Falkner. I'm going to be the toughest bird master ever. And yeah, he upped the ante this time. Yeah, he's got, a bit better team this time. He's upped the ante as opposed to the, henchman slash crony, whatever you want to call the dude before him, the bird keeper Matt. So yeah, this is the actual gym leader battle now, and for this team that I'm going to use against him, this is where you want to have a better selection of Pokemon you use here. I'm going to use Raichu, Delibird, and Espeon for my 3. Okay, let's get it on. Yes, thank you for that introduction, Teddy. Yeah, and you can even hear it in the background here. I like the song they actually do play for the gym leaders on this game. The song that's actually playing now is a remix of the Wild Pokemon battle from Gold, Silver, Crystal. The Johto side, the Kanto side has a different theme, but this is the Johto Wild Pokemon battle playing right now. A remix of it, at least. But it's still remixed good enough that it sounds pretty awesome as a gym leader fight, in my opinion. So it's pretty cool. There, we got lucky with Thunder, and yeah, he usually uses Pidgeot. I've noticed that whenever I've battled him in the past. I guess because on the games, his main Pokemon is Pidgeotto. Now, here's one other thing I should talk about quick. The gym leaders do usually have gimmicks with them, and for Falkner, most of his Pokemon know the move Mud Slap, much like they did on the Game Boy Color games. And even though it's a ground move, it doesn't do that much damage. Its main feature is that it lowers my accuracy if I get hit by it. That's basically the main point of Mud Slap, which you've seen before in previous modes, I'm sure. But yeah, as you can see, that Noctowl just used it. And I guess while I'm talking about different things here, yeah, I guess another Thunder will work. I'll call... I'm getting words mangled already. I'll talk about a couple different rules since I failed to show them before starting the Gym Leader mode here. Gym Leader Castle mode, I mean. As you can see, we're both using level 50 Pokemon. But you can actually pick Pokemon from your Game Boy games that are between levels 1 to 100, much like the Prime Cup. By default, the computer player's Pokemon are level 50. However, if you use any of your own Pokemon that are higher than 50, like let's say you have an Alakazam that's level 60, and then the rest of your team is level 50. Well, because of the fact you have level 60 Alakazam, that means all of your opponent's Pokemon are going to be level 60, because that is what the rule is. The level will increase of the opponent's Pokemon if you have higher level Pokemon. And it'll match whatever your highest level Pokemon is. So yeah, it sucks that it goes in their favor, but that is how it goes. I just thought I'd point that out. But everything else is pretty much the same as far as, like, you gotta use unique Pokemon. It's 3 Pokemon for each battle that you use. Things like that are still the same. The self-destruct rule, Explosion, Parasong, Destiny Bond still applies. Oh, the one thing that is different, though, is, there are no continues in Gym Leader Castle. So, like, even though I got a perfect against Birdkeeper Matt, as you probably noticed, I wasn't given a continue. Well, that's because they don't use them for this particular mode. So you gotta watch out for that. And the main reason is because there's not as many battles, I think. Because there's only usually like 2 or 3. 4 at the most. Except with one exception. There's one exception later on, though, where there's more than 4, but we'll get to that much later. I'm actually going to use Espeon here for my next choice. But anyway, since there's no continues, if you mess up at any point during Gym Leader Castle, so for example, let's say here against Falkner, if I mess up the battle and I lose against him, I have to restart the Violet Gym from the beginning. And that's how it goes. If you mess up at any point during the battles, you have to start it over from the beginning. So you really got to be careful about that. Ack! Knocked out. He's getting furious with us now. Him and his blue hair. His blue hair always intrigued me, actually. And his last Pokemon is Togetic. How about that? Unfortunately, Togetic doesn't know Mud Slap, and the reason I say unfortunately is because I was going to demonstrate something that works good here. My Espeon here has the move Swift, a normal type attack. It's highly accurate, so it can be counted on to inflict damage. So even with accuracy being lowered, Swift will still hit your opponent, so you don't have to worry about that. But I'm going to use Psybeam since it'll get stabbed, since it's Psychic, in addition to Espeon being Psychic. But yeah, there's really no other rules to really talk about. Pretty much what I said is how it is. And I think I might have even mentioned earlier, any Pokemon can enter the Gym Leader Castle. All 251 of them can enter. There's no restrictions on who can enter and who can't. So you have that to keep in mind too. So you could use all legendaries if you wanted. I mean, that makes things pretty easy though, especially for round 1. Round 2 I can understand because it's pretty difficult in round 2. But in round 1, using legendaries just shows that you're kind of insecure with your own choices. I'm just going to use one more Psybeam here, and that should be it. If I would have had to, Delibird does have Blizzard, so I have that to back me up. In addition to the Pokemon I picked and the Rentals that Nintendo Power suggested, Zapdos is also good if you're absolutely struggling with this cup, because Zapdos is part flying and it has Thunder, so you got a good moveset there. But we took out Falkner and he is infuriated at us, as you can tell. What do you do if my Pokemon's wings got damaged? You're so concerned about something like that? Whatever. Point is, we defeated Violet Gym. Ugh. Wow, I am really screwing up my words here. We defeated Falkner, the Violet Gym Leader. So, first gym completed, out of the way. Gone, good. Alright, with Falkner defeated, that means moving on. The next one will be Bugsy, but I'm going to save that for next time since my recording is going pretty long as it is. Till then, this is ToadinWonderland, and I'll be back with more of Pokemon Stadium 2, doing the other half of the game, the Gym Leader Castle. Till then, see you guys next time.